If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Looks like we're having a few glitches already before we even kind of jump into it. But guess what? My name is Derek Forston, and I am Mr. ILF. So if you ever desire to house the homeless or the displaced or anybody that has a guaranteed income, you're in the right place. I represent a company called Second Chance Housing, which you can see right here on my shirt. And that's my personal independent living facility where we take people from homeless to hopeful. I'm also the founder and thought leader with my wife, Shay, of Forston Consultants, where we go all around the world teaching it. So Second Chance Housing is where I do it, but Forston Consultants is where we teach it. Absolutely. So my job is to make sure by the time you guys get off of this call that you have a pretty good understanding of what is this shared housing, how can you get in it, and why in the world don't you need a license, and how can you get into this without owning the property. So again, I'm Second Chance Housing. My wife is the Angela Denise Foundation. I'm gonna let her introduce herself right now. Miss Shay?
Absolutely. So give me 1 second, Derek, because I'm actually trying to do two things at once and it's not working. All right. So again, everybody, good evening and happy Monday. I am Shanye Shea Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, where I house women that have been through all sorts of situations and circumstances that have caused them to find themselves in a homeless situation. Again, I do this with Derek, but I also do this through a nonprofit organization network, right? I'm a nonprofit founder, and that is how I house people and take them from homeless to hopeful. I want to welcome my TikTok family to my live, as I am live on YouTube as well, talking about ILFs, which are independent living facilities, which are housing programs to house those that are less fortunate. And guys, homelessness looks so much different than it used to. So our housing populations have changed dramatically to where it's not the individual that has a mental health diagnosis or, been through domestic violence or anything like that. We're now seeing more of the everyday average working individual that is utilizing our housing program to help them better their lives, right? They were just one paycheck away from being homeless or literally just not being able to attain their own housing because of not making 3 times the normal rental income. So that is a little bit about who I am and what I do. Here at Forston Consultants, I am also an expert consultant where I teach you all how to do this from a nonprofit standpoint as well. So again, I'm excited to be here as always. Happy Monday. Looking forward to a great night's conversation. Derek, we've got some new family members that joined today, and hopefully they are here to join us live to talk in this discussion. And to my TikTok family, what you see is literally an ILF in the background on my TikTok page, and it's showing you what a room setup looks like. So I'll get out the way for a second so you all can take a look at that. And this is a private room accommodation. And guys, on YouTube, you will see this as well later on throughout the night for our conversation as we discuss how we do what we do. So Derek, I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Absolutely. We having one of those nights where it looked like we're glitching, and I hate that. Guys, if you can hear me loud and clear, Shay and I both, let us know, because on my screen they're glitching really bad. But if you guys can hear us loud and clear, that's most important. In fact, I'll even move me off screen and I'll start to bring up some of the pictures and the slides. But if I can get 2 or 3 people that can let me know if you guys can hear us loud and clear, that'll make me feel a little bit better.
everything's operating well on
And then
this
maybe
side.
it's just my computer, but like even right now, my computer's spinning. Like both are not even on the screen right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're here. I'm here. Derek, if you feel that anything's wrong, Katara said loud and clear. And it looks like I've lost my TikTok. That's funny.
Yeah, so
my
so
TikTok
yeah,
went
so
down, but let's have a
the
conversation.
devil is a liar, right? And y'all just bear with us tonight because every blue moon it does this. We're also experiencing some bad weather, what we would consider some funky, crazy weather here in Florida today. So that's probably a reason for it too. Michelle, tell me if you can hear me loud and clear. Katara said yes, but I just need one or two more people to let me know, and that'll just make me feel better. Katara is also family to us, meaning that she's been around this a long time. So some of my newer people, I want to make sure that you all can hear me because on my screen it's glitching. So I'm gonna keep speaking,
you're glitching pretty bad.
And I'm gonna go into it. But sometimes even when we're glitching, y'all can still hear me loud and clear. And to me, that's most important. See, and that's what Tia just said. She can hear me loud and clear, and so can Miss McKenzie.
So let's dive into the conversation.
So
let's not let the little foolish things cause us to not be great. So we're gonna be great anyway.
Yeah. So what we'll do is like we'll kind of make this like we did on last Monday, to where I literally allowed you guys to just fire hose me with questions. What I will do though is an entry. Some people have no clue who we are and what we do. So I want to bring that up now. In fact, let's remove me from the screen because if I'm glitching, no need to have my ugly face on the screen anyway. So let's move me out of the way.
If you move yourself off the screen, you're going to take away the
at least to the side, I mean. So can everybody see my PowerPoint right here?
Yes.
So for anybody that's new to us, and I'm going to pretend that you all are, because again, I never take for granted that people just know who we are and what we do. So first of all, my name is Derek Forston. And the reason why I have the right to talk about this, I used to be a social worker for 9 years, begging God to get into something like this, to help people, to be involved in real estate, and to somehow mesh those two together, right? So I'm gonna make this pretty quick. And again, remember, as I'm speaking, I want you guys to ask questions because we thrive off of the questions that you guys ask. So my story is literally what you're getting ready to see on this screen now. I saw people doing what we're going to talk about tonight in rats and roaches. And I saw a lady making $41,000 a month doing it. So I can spend 3 hours right there, but for the sake of questions tonight, and I want to make sure I answer y'all questions, to make a long story short, literally God showed me my dream through somebody that was doing it the wrong way. My job now is to come back and show it to you guys the right way. Because I saw a lady making $41,000 a month. And y'all, I was making $28,000 a year. So I was like, God, how can I get into this? And nobody was raising their hand to teach it. Nobody wanted to show it to me. And then the breaking point was when I found out a lady that was sleeping on the kitchen floor. And guess what, y'all? Mr. Social Worker, me, I'm the one sent the lady there. But before you think I'm this bad guy, guys, as a social worker, I never saw the inside of a housing program, an ILF, a group home, none of these things. I just worked behind the desk. I later found out that there was a model where you can house people that didn't require a license. You didn't have to own the property. My family and I just went the extra step and we trademarked it. So again, I'm real funny about this, but I don't care what you guys call it. We trademarked independent living facility. And that's just simply an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff, medical oversight, state oversight. And again, guys, I don't need permission from my city to do this.
Exactly.
The only requirement, Shay, is a heart for people and a love for God. Jump in, Shay.
So I think what people don't realize too, Derek, is how you even got started. And it was more so with that ask for forgiveness later, right? Go ahead and do it and figure it out. Find that, go through all of the bumps, the bruises, and all of those things that other people wouldn't even teach and train. And I think that's what makes it so special to have you as a coach and a consultant, because you are able to give us insight from your mistakes, right? You teach us how to avoid the ILF, or the independent living facility fiasco. It helps us to really
that's an ebook, actually.
I know. You love the plug, right?
Love it.
So honestly, I think it's a great opportunity for people to jump in and learn from your mistakes. and be able to navigate this from not only a mindset of a consultant that coaches on the independent living facilities, but you have a background in social work. You've actually, you know the medications, you know, all of these different things that a lot of people can't, a lot of people that deem or call themselves knowing or teaching the shared housing model really don't have that access to or information of. So I appreciate that part in your consulting, right? Because when you first started this, and this is to my TikTok fam, I'm actually in my studio with my husband, and we're kind of going back and forth in conversation. So you can join us on Forston Consultants on YouTube as well, so you can see the slideshows and stuff. But the well, I done lost my.
Hey Shay, you have a lot of head space, and it looks like you're doing like this. Like you look really short. I'm not sure if that's because of how your screen is.
Short.
That looks better though, but you had a lot of head space before.
No problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ultimately, again, Derek, it is just a great opportunity to learn and glean from someone. Because like I tell people all the time, when I entered into this space, I had no knowledge of what even Derek was doing at the time when he started it. So it's funny now to see all of the things that he brought from his 9 to 5 and placed into his business, and was able to educate me in how to enter this space and be successful in it, even from a nonprofit standpoint. So I'm excited for others that join and get to know about the ILF model and learn how to operate them successfully. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. And welcome everybody on TikTok. Welcome.
So again, guys, you know, I saw a lot of bad stuff, but the breaking point was when I saw the lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, and she was paying $750 to do so. And that was the day I said, you know what, enough is enough. I got to figure this out. I didn't know it was going to take me 2 years, and I lost 60 pounds trying to get it though. So when I tell people that all that I went through to figure this out, it was for really you all. Ever heard of that Bible scripture that says, write the vision and make it plain so that he that readeth it can run with it? That simply meant for me, Derek, go through all the bumps and the bruises and the mistakes, Derek. And when you and I iron it out, go back and teach it to my people. That was literally my mission, Shay, that I felt like God wanted me to get it. Because when I was trying to get the information from people, nobody wanted to teach it to me. So I was like, you know what, God, if you let me get into this and it changed my life, I'll go all over the world teaching this, and I'll never take any credit.
So I have a question for you, right? Through all of the bumps and bruises and everything that you went through, what caused you to not give up? Because you had so many opportunities to throw in the towel, right? You had so many times where you could have just said, forget this. It's not working. It's too much. What caused you to persevere in all of that? Like what really caused you to maintain and keep pushing?
I saw the bigger picture, actually, Shay. Right? To me, it's not rocket science. I was making $28,000 a year. And for people that don't know what that is, that's about $900 every 2 weeks. Guys, it's hard to feed your family like that, right? We don't talk a lot about numbers all the time, but here we go. Can you imagine me trying to feed my family and lead the way and be a community leader making $900 every 2 weeks? It's hard to do that, guys. And when God showed me my vision through somebody else that was doing it the wrong way, to me, Shay, that was a cheat code. God showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month housing people in rats and roaches. So to me, Shay, this was an absolute no-brainer. And I knew that once I got into it, that it would change my life. It would be a life-changing thing for my community. And I would be able to change my family's trajectory in terms of where we're trying to go. Most of y'all that are here today, you love God, you love people, and you love real estate. You just never knew that you could merge it all together. So everybody's throwing around this term generational wealth. This is it. This is how you can take care of you, your family, and your city. So watch this, and I'm going to give it back over to Shay for some questions. We believe in a lot of different phrases. Here's the first one. I want you guys to please God, help people, be respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. That's what we live by. Does that make sense, everybody? Can 5 people put in the chat, yeah, Derek, that makes sense to me. Please God, help people, be respected by the community, and guys, make enough money to feed your family. I jokingly tell people I was a nobody just 8 years ago. Now, we're all somebody in the eyes of God, right? But y'all get what I'm saying. Guys, I was kind of a nobody in my city. And now because of what I do, and watch this, not because of Derek and I'm so great, but because of second chance housing and what we do in the community and how we take people from homeless to hopeful with this program, guys, I'm respected in my city. I'm liked. I'm loved in my city. And more importantly, I'm the answer to affordable housing. So again, 3 of y'all put in the chat, I want to be the answer in my city to affordable housing. And in my opinion, it starts with these independent living facilities because of a lot of people that we serve, y'all. They can't afford their own apartment. They can't afford to get into a house. So this shared housing model, guys, is going to be the cheat code for a lot of people with this set income.
Yep.
We serve a lot of people, Shay, that have a regular 9-to-5 job. That's our newest kind of population. When I first started, I didn't have people that had jobs.
It really
But guys, now it's the guy that's got a job. And the lady that gets SSI, SSDI. These are the people that we're serving because they just can't afford it. Back to you, Shay.
So to my TikTok family, thank you for, I know you hear another voice. That is my amazing husband. We're actually in our YouTube studio doing our YouTube live. So you can join us at Forston Consultants on YouTube. So if you hear a voice, it's not just my husband, but my husband is also sharing this platform with me, and we're discussing all things independent living facilities. And Derek, I see a question that came in from Tia in our YouTube chat, and she says, the lady that showed you her bank account, does she know you're the master behind the ILF model today?
Oh, yeah. She hates me, actually. Yeah, she actually hates my guts, Tia.
Yeah.
Because, Tia, when you get into business and do it the right way, anybody that's in that same business that's doing people a disservice, they're going to become an automatic hater, right? Type in the chat, Tia, automatic hater. Right. Yeah, yes, this is not a secret to this lady in terms of who I am and what I do. I'm very well known in my community and my city and my state of doing this. So Tia, nobody makes me that live. So that's funny.
I want to add to that, Derek. And a lot of it
I love it.
And a lot of it stems from, this population, the population that we serve as independent living facility owners and operators is very small, right? It may sound like a lot of people doing it and all that, but when you are considered the preferred vendor within all of the marketplace that you serve, the word's going to get around, right? People that used to be the go-to are no longer receiving calls, especially when their product is not up to par. And you're showing consistency in every home that you start. They're seeing the same thing. Great service, great aesthetics. Clients are very happy. They're going to vet out the ones that are not doing well. And that happened with this situation, Tia. It did not go too well. She wound up calling Derek and was not very impressed with him, but nobody.
But impressed with me at the same time, actually.
Right.
Which caused the anger.
That is the best way to say it. Good evening. Hey, Burmy kid, welcome. But yeah, I think that's probably the biggest and the funniest thing is because she couldn't believe that without her assistance that he was able to do it. So ultimately, it made her feel kind of crappy because not only did he come in, but he pretty much kind of transitioned the way she had to do business, right? Remember, roaches, rats, people sleeping on the floor.
It's not hard to stand out when you're going against somebody that's doing it the wrong way.
It really ain't.
And watch this, y'all. We laugh and we joke and we play all the time, but every one of you all in here right now, there's somebody in your city that's doing this the wrong way. Your opportunity is to get into it and shine bright like a diamond and do it the right way. And now you become what we call the preferred vendor, right?
Exactly.
Somebody type in the chat, preferred vendor. When you get into what we do and when people just only call you and want to do business with you, that's what that's called. Guys, Second Chance Housing in my city is a preferred vendor. Meaning there are certain hospitals in my city that only call me. Do you know how powerful that is? And that's my prayer for you all, that when you get into this, that God puts your name or your program on the lips of the right people at the right time.
Yep.
Make sense, everybody?
So you know what, Derek, you had a call today and I was listening in and the person asked about competition in the area. And I want to kind of address that because I think it's super important that people don't get so that they don't allow competition to be the thing that causes them to stop and not do something, right? Did Burger King stop because McDonald's was on every corner, right? Did Taco Bell stop because Del Taco is starting to pop up? Walgreens and CVS, like you said, Publix and
Kroger.
Like, right. So again, you have to be mindful that in anything that you do, there's going to be competition. Heck, I have a digital marketing agency. I have a virtual assistant staffing agency. There's competition everywhere. And ultimately, you're not going to be able to provide services to everybody. And as entrepreneurs, you have to realize that there's going to be a specific niche that you're going to be able to really nurture and cultivate and really bring into how you do business. And others may like Burger King better than McDonald's, right? Yeah. So somebody may want to work with Tia before they work with me because they have a better synergy with Tia, or their first connection was with Tia, and then Tia just brought me along, right? And then they say, you know what, Tia, I'm going to still deal with you, but if you bypass and go to Shay, that's on you. But again, you just have to be mindful that not everybody is going to flock to what you do, or not everybody is going to be they may not just be your cup of tea. They may not be your business partner for this moment. So just be mindful of that in any business, there's always going to be competition, right? We run so many different entities. I mean, Derek, let's think about it. Every business that we have, there is a competitor. There Absolutely. Is a competitor. And the goal is to not focus on the competitor.
Gotta stand out.
You've got to do something that makes what you do and what you provide a lot different. And that's going to help. That's going to help you get, to that place that you want to go to. And that's always by evaluating your product, your service, and making modifications to better you and what you provide. So I just wanted to drop that in there. So hello to all of my TikTok fam. We are on YouTube Live. YouTube Live fam, say hello to the TikTok fam. We are, again, multi-streaming and having conversations about independent living facilities tonight. So you may hear my husband's voice in the background, and he is also having conversation with me here on YouTube, having this discussion about independent living facilities.
So again, guys, right here is where I want to also take a few questions. So obviously you guys have heard us kind of open up and talk about what this is, right? You heard my story, which is not important right now. But again, I saw a lady living my dream.
Right.
Most of y'all dream is to get into helping people in real estate. This is how you merge it together, guys, and you don't need a license, and it doesn't require state oversight.
Correct.
The reason is because we're housing people that are completely independent. They can cook their own bologna sandwich, they can provide their own transportation, and they can take their own medications without the need for a nurse, a doctor, or an LPN. So to answer a lot of you guys' questions that I do see coming in now from different places, we work with social workers, case managers, or anybody that's in the social service setting. Prime example, you want to find the Derek of who I was 8 years ago in your city. Guys, I was the social worker that was discharging people every day. A lot of the time, I hate to say it, but to the street, because there was nowhere for these people to go. So I was always looking for somebody like you all.
Right.
Unlucky for me, there was nobody doing this the right way in my city. So I said, God, you know what? If you help me, I'll leave my job to do this.
You have to do better. Yeah, you have to do
And
better.
I'll admit, I put a video out about a week ago that says, God didn't promise me nothing. He said, Derek, but here's the idea. You want to help people?
Yeah.
He go a social work job. You want to get into real estate? He go a bunch of people being mistreated through real estate. What you gonna do about that, big mouth Derek? How can you change this? And again, guys, watch this. God just gave me the vision. Most of us are praying to God for money. God ain't gonna never give y'all a bunch of money just in your lap.
Always ideas.
He's going to give you the ideas that translate into your blessing, the financial blessing in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So most of y'all, is not a lack of money. It's a lack of motivation to move forward on that idea that he's already given you.
Derek, that is so good.
We live by a phrase that says procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do.
Yeah.
So guys, don't procrastinate. We believe in something that's also called move at the speed of revelation. Move at the speed of instruction. Yep. When you hear something this powerful, you say, wow, God, I think you called me to do something like this. Guys, let's move on it. The first instruction is that again, we're going to talk a lot tonight like family. But by all means, if you want our webinar to watch a full chronological order of what this is, how to do it, and then also invite you to a phone call with me to answer all of your questions, all you got to do is just put in the text. If you text with your cell phone, go to your cell phone right now and text the phrase more info. So that's just MORE INFO. That's it.
And to the
I don't
phone
need your
number.
name, none of that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Not for this first step. You text more info. That's it. So somebody did this earlier. They text
okay.
more
All
info
right.
and their whole name. I don't need your name yet. If you text more info to 407-326-0086, and I'm putting it right now on the screen, and it's going to be scrolling below, that's going to give you our webinar. My team is going to also see that you've watched it. They're going to send you a text message inviting you to a phone call. But even tonight, I want to answer 1,000 questions, because you just heard me tell you that you can go and rent or lease a house, build relationships with social workers and case managers,
and do something amazing,
and fill these houses with wonderful people and change the lives of people in your city, but also create financial wealth for your family. Now, that's you, and you want to be that, type in the word me. And that should be 100% of us. Because watch this. My family used to jokingly tell me, well, not jokingly, they were serious. Derek, you're going to be a preacher. That boy going to be a preacher, y'all. Y'all ain't going to be no preacher. But guess what? I did end up with a ministry, because this is ministry, y'all. Yes, it's business. Yes, it's real estate. But the Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. Not Derek. I didn't say that. The Bible said it. The Bible also said that when we do unto the least of thee, the marginalized, the homeless, the displaced, God said it's like you're doing it unto him. So how cool is it that God allows us to do his will through real estate, which all of us want to be in anyway? And that creates the financial wealth and all the wants in your life. You're doing something that God needs, and then he turns around and give you all your wants. That's also scripture. Somewhere in that good book, it says, focus on the kingdom. Build the kingdom. Build something bigger than you, Derek. Build something that will outlast you, Derek. Put my plans before yours, and all of these things will be added unto you. God, that's biblical, and I am no preacher. We just happen to love God, we love people, and we love real estate.
Exactly.
Back on you, Michelle.
So there's some questions in the chat. The first question is from Mackenzie. So she said, do we go to these facilities and try to connect with them in order to be known?
Absolutely. Once you get that website built up, and if I'm not mistaken, Michelle, if that's the one we spoke to earlier, Michelle's already about to be under our coaching. And if I'm wrong about that, she'll tell me. So a big part of that is that we give you your foundation, meaning your website, your CRM, your phone system, your social media. All that comes from us. That's what's cool about our coaching. I don't just coach you. I give you everything you need. The back end, the front end, the middle end, the virtual assistants, the software systems, and the one-on-one coaching from Shay and I, whether you want to be for-profit or non-profit. But as long as you got a website and social media, you absolutely go to these places and introduce yourself. That's how we do it. There's a lady on this call right now tonight. I hope she's here. She was in that meeting that I told you guys about Thursday, where I spoke in front of 47 people, probably more. I think I counted 47 from the picture that we took. Everybody in that room was wanting housing. Shay and I now are honored to be a part of the Central Florida Network Reentry Program. What does that mean, Derek?
Reentry Network. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, close enough, right? Reentry Network. We're helping people that are being discharged from the jail system that have income.
Yeah, like tomorrow.
SSI, SSDI. Where you think we going tomorrow? And I'm gonna let Shay tell you. But Thursday, we spoke to all of these providers. Shay, tell them where we're going tomorrow.
So tomorrow we will be a part of the reentry fair. And it's a pretty much like a collaboration. It's in the jail where they have those that are about, I think, 90 days prepping for release. And we get to provide them with services. So there will be other providers there and just helping them get things ready so that they can exit out of jail and enter into community. So housing providers will be there as housing providers, as well as other shared resources, because I am a nonprofit organization. So I will have the ability to provide some other resources as well, and connect these individuals to those things, as well as, whoever else is going to be there. There will be a few of us there to help them kind of reestablish themselves in the community. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. And that's Orange County Jail. We'll be there pretty much all day, all morning, I should say, in the jail, collaborating with other like-minded individuals to help those that are getting ready for release to be released, right? Giving them, again, access to housing, access to whatever it is that they need, case management services. There'll be a whole bunch of different organizations represented, at the reentry fair at the Orange County Jail tomorrow. So that's where we'll be.
Absolutely. So to the family that was asking, where does our coaching exist? We are actually in 37 states, and we have over 400 ILFs, people that are under our teaching and coaching. Yeah. And when we say that, guys, I don't have 400. That just means that when I coach you and you become part of our family, we just keep adding to that number. So if that's the Michelle that I spoke to earlier, she's going to get started. And when she get her ILF, we're now at 401. Does that make sense, y'all? So every time you guys get one, we add to that number. So Shay and I can only be so great. God told me many years ago, Derek, as great as I'm going to make you, bro, you can't house everybody. Find like-minded people like you in all 50 states. And guys, I've almost completed God's will. Because as soon as we do get somebody in all 50 states, that would be a big celebration. So again, guys, we're in 37 states right now. So this works no matter where you live at. Right? I just often jokingly tell people that when you're close to me in proximity, you cannot fail. You should not fail. Now, obviously, I coach this all over the world, but if you live in Central Florida and Florida with me, your excuses are even smaller because you're so close to me in proximity. And I coach a lot of Michelles, so I'm not sure which one that is. In fact, I met with probably 3 of them today. So anyway, whoever that is, thank you so much for being here. We super appreciate that. And again, don't forget, we want to answer you guys' questions. Yeah. And Shay is filtering those out right now.
And if you're on TikTok, go ahead and also, if you have questions about independent living, shared housing, how we are entering into the jails. And like I said, we've been going to Ocala Women's Prison next month. Like, we've got a lot of opportunities to share housing and providing housing to those in need, whether it be through, release from prison or jail, or, those that are homeless, fighting domestic violence, anything that can cause homelessness, right? What people don't realize in today's society, there's so many people that are just literally, I think we all are we're almost one check away from, being unhoused, and our populations have shifted so drastically that we're providing that housing to anyone that needs housing. So if you have
Mary, where were you the other day, Mary? If Mary don't know about this network,
and that's my fault,
Mary,
Derek,
you need to get with us ASAP tomorrow to find out what the heck this is that we're talking about.
Call, Mary.
If you're in Central Florida, you don't need to miss these kinds of events. For my people that are always asking me, well, Derek, how are you getting these people? Where you get all these clients from? Guys, it's events like this.
Go ahead and share.
Because again, how do you get yourself out there? How do you get the word out about you're taking people from homeless to hopeful if nobody ever sees you or knows you?
Yeah.
So again, thank God for all of the relationships in the community that we're building. You guys know that we talk a lot about relationship, right? Most of you guys are so concerned about trying to get the real estate, but I tell y'all all the time, if you get the relationship right, the real estate can come behind it.
You've got to get, honestly, it don't make no sense to have a house and then you have a house that's empty for months, right? And now you're paying out of pocket. So you got to build and battle at the same time. And that's going to be, getting out there, making those relationships, nurturing those relationships, letting people know that you are active in your community and that you do have you have services to provide, right? You have an answer to their question or their needs. So be mindful of that. I think a lot of people get held up, Derek, on the what ifs. What if, right? What if it doesn't work? Okay. Pivot, right? What's a pivot? Find a different market. You may be looking at trying to house the wrong population. Like I tell anybody in this, you can't come into this housing space and say, I'm going to only house this set population, because that set population may not be the population that your community is calling for. So ultimately, you want to enter into this space with an open mind, see what your community has need of, and then go ahead and position yourself to fulfill that need, or, supply what that, for that need. Questions. How difficult or how easy is it to build relationships with social workers, Derek?
That's a question?
Yeah.
Pretty easy. and it's because you guys have what they need. So we often jokingly tell people that you guys are not selling donuts or alarm systems.
Correct.
So where you got to beg people for what this is. right? We actually have a product, and that's why this business and ministry is so powerful, you all. We have a product that your city is begging for. They just don't know it. Some of you guys are in a city where they have no clue what this is. Your job is to show it to them. I coach a lot of people today that they were what Shay would call the trailblazer in their city.
Correct.
Meaning you are the one to introduce this to the people where you live at.
Yep.
Now, most of you all, lucky for y'all, you're already in a place in a city to where a lot of people are already doing this or something similar.
Yeah.
So back to your original question, it's easy because you have what they need, not what they want. So, they need it.
So so Derek, I want you to kind of hone in on this just a little bit, because as a social worker, right? I want you to give people the understanding of what that looked like for you as a social worker working in the field that was, having to do discharge plans on a daily basis for people that needed housing. So people can understand that there is so much need. I think that's where a lot of people kind of get held up because they don't understand, like I did. I didn't understand the need for this or even how would they even pay and all of that stuff. So I want you to kind of hone in from the social worker standpoint, because that question is so open to how difficult is it to meet with social workers.
Yeah. So if I understood you correctly, the need again is just so powerful, and it's because of the population that we serve, Shay. A lot of people would turn their heads away to this population because of mental health, physical health, their background, what they look like, smell like. So there's a lot of reasons of why the population that we do serve, Shay, people just turn their heads to them. Again, that's why we're needed. This population also, I'm sorry.
Now, from the social worker perspective, what did you see that makes it imperative to connect with social workers? So like prime example, on your day-to-day as a social worker, what made this thing click for you that you needed to provide housing?
Oh, also because of the bad conditions that I saw. So if I'm understanding you right, Shay, I don't know if I'm kind of hitting what you want, but I just saw a lot of bad conditions of what other people were offering. So it was like, why not me? Right? So 3 of y'all type in the chat, why not me? So as a social worker, there's an ultimate need for housing and affordable housing, and there's not a lot of choices in the city.
Right.
So as a social worker, I would love to find like-minded people like y'all that run ILFs that I can refer to help these people, because they can't afford their own apartment. They can't afford to buy a house.
Right.
So what is this shared housing that you're offering, you guys? So Shay, I hope I'm answering what you were trying to find, right?
No, absolutely, you are. I think just because I want people to see from the social worker perspective how difficult it is for a social worker to even place a resident or place a client that needs housing, right? And I'll kind of just pig trail off of what you just said. A lot of times people don't realize that the social worker case manager, whether in a hospital setting or a social services setting, a mental health setting, the biggest thing that happens is discharge orders. And most people, in the hospital setting, the actual healthcare setting, they're not allowed to discharge to the street. There has to be a chain of care that's reported out. So they have to transition.
Especially when they have insurance.
Right, exactly. Especially when they have insurance. So what ends up happening is those case managers, those social workers are fighting to find, a SNF or somewhere for those individuals to go to post the hospital stay. Most times you'll see that the mental health population will be transferred to a mental health organization or facility. And those that have a health ailment, they may be transferred to like an ILF or some type of other social setting that has, some type of shared housing. So be mindful that this is needed in every healthcare, just all health aspects, mental health, regular health. They are always, the hospitals and churches will always get the phone calls or get the person that comes in that's needing housing or needing a couple of good night's sleeps, some hots in a cot. They're going to find that at those other organizations. And then the need is, if they see that there is a significant need or some other need, that patient will end up being connected to case management. And then guess what? That case manager is going to look for placement, because if that client or that patient is telling them they're homeless, but they have now this laundry list of new needs because of that hospital visit. Let's say they received a cancer diagnosis. They need treatment. There's a treatment plan that's now established. they cannot conduct the treatment plan if the person's living in the woods. So what's going to happen? The hospital case manager is going to connect with somebody like Shay or Derek, and they're going to
or
say,
you
hey,
all point to yourself,
right,
say me,
and say, hey, we've got this client, we've got this patient, they're getting ready to start chemo. We cannot have them unhoused during this process. Can you please assist us by providing shelter? Right. And that's those are some of the calls. So I want you guys to see, don't look at just the mental health. I want you to see other opportunities for where you can actually step in now and provide housing and help to these individuals. Like I can give a great example, Derek, from the one young lady that we took in a few years ago that had a port placement. Was getting
actually, Shay, right before you get to that story,
okay,
guys, look at the screen. This also answers the question of what Shay is asking me. This is what I saw, guys, as a social worker. If you guys don't have your glasses on tonight, those beds are on cinder blocks.
Yeah.
Guys, the devil is a liar.
Exactly.
And this is the same person that I watch make $41,000 a month doing this. Why should that guy fan be on the banana box? Why should this person's mattress be on the floor? Why should this kitchen be burnt up, the stove burnt up, the cabinets burnt up? Why should the mattresses again be on the floor with no sheets, no pillows, no covers? Exactly. This is what Shay was asking me. Derek, what did you see as a social worker? This right here. Now back on you, Shay, about that story with the port.
So what, and the reason why I want to bring this story up is because it's super important for people to understand, and thanks for the hearts. I really want people to understand the importance of, connecting with not just your mental health social workers and case managers, but connecting with every type of healthcare professional, medical professional, and getting your information to them. Because prime example, we took in a resident female client, had a really significant cancer diagnosis. I believe it was like stage 4 lung. It was metastasizing through the body. So it was in several different places. She had placed on, let's say, like the Thursday. And by Tuesday, she had an infection because of, all of the case management needs that were surrounding her and assisting her. They knew that they could not start treatment for her cancer diagnosis because of her housing. Housing was a problem. When the nurse came to do a visit to check on her infected port, the nurse was like, she was appalled. So they immediately initiated case management. Case management contacted us. We went and did an actual visit to where this young lady was staying. And guys, I mean, like we can't even make this stuff up. We were walking into the yard to get to the front door of where the lady was residing. And when we stood in the front, like you can see that like there was no grass growing and there was this pipe hanging out of like the foundation of the house. And the lady was like, oh, please don't stand there, because if anybody uses the bathroom and they flush, it's going to come outside.
We was like, what? Me with my non-plumbing self, I didn't even understand what she meant by that.
I said, wait a minute, wait. So I said to her, so I nicely asked, is it okay for me to see your current accommodation? And she begged. She was like, no, I can't allow you to see it. No. So I asked her to get me some information, that she had to go back in the house to get the information. So I kind of like was peeking enough. And guys, it was deplorable. Like it was so bad. Like the pictures that Derek showed were nowhere near, like it was 20 times worse than that. So again, so these are some of the things that these are some of the reasons why you'll be needed for providing housing. Yeah. So I just want to share that because I don't want people to always think of the mental health, right? I want somebody to think of the physical, the health, when life becomes, when life starts lifing and people are getting sick and they have to get treatment and they're not in places to be able to get that treatment successfully. Those case managers and social workers in the hospital setting will give you a call to find housing. So know that if your information is out there and available to them, they will utilize your services. So back to you, Derek.
Good stuff, Shay. Great information as well. Great information. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you guys are appreciating the angle that we're coming from and how we're teaching it. Again, if you're just joining us, we teach people how to take a regular property. It can be a 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2-bath. It can be an 8-bed, 5-bath. It can be a 1-bed, one bath. And we teach you guys how to take people from homeless to hopeful in what we call a shared living environment. And as you see on the screen, that's a private suite model. We got a private model that has its own bed, but still shares the bathroom. And then the shared model is what you see when you see the 2 beds per room. So does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
So if you guys got any questions or any concerns, that's what we're here for tonight. We want to make sure that we're answering all of your questions. And from anybody that has came from our TikTok and you're here now, let me know. Also, if you're new to us, we got a free gift that we want to give each and everybody. That if you've never gotten our free gift, or if you're new to us, text the word new to 407-326-0086. That number is also scrolling below. Text the word new, just NEW.
Right.
I want to give you my free gift, but I also want to give you our webinar. It's going to give you our webinar as well, because I want you guys to get in a more chronological order of what is this ILF. Shay and I are talking to you guys like family tonight, so we're going to bounce around a lot.
Exactly.
But if you said, Derek, I want to sit down with me and my family, me and my business partner, me and my boo thing, me and my husband, we want to watch what is this thing. Guys, make sure you text the word new, NEW. That'll give you our free book that's entitled Don't Wait to Be Great.
Yeah.
And it'll also give you our webinar so that you can watch it, but also have a call with Shay. And now, if you want to be nonprofit like Shay, you're talking to Shay. If you want to be LLC like me, you're going to be talking to me. Exactly. And most of the time it's both of us anyway.
Right.
So if you want to do that, and we're going to just keep teaching, right?
So for my TikTok family, you'll see, and I'll move out of the screen. You'll see that this background picture that I have is actually one of our independent living facilities, brand new organization. So the people on YouTube are looking at some images, but I wanted to make the background what accommodations look like in an independent living facility owned and operated by Derek or myself, or anybody that falls under the ILF umbrella of ILFs, right? From Forston Consultants. So definitely want to give a big shout out to my friend Dane that's joining from Bermuda, and just a bunch of people, not a few, a great number of people have come through from Bermuda, Derek. One of the things I also want to touch on before we go any further, Derek, is how we've been able to really take the ILF model and make it more of a true business model by creating the working elements to it. And what I mean by that is the driving force of, having your digital footprint, your website, your CRM system, automations, workflows, all of the stuff that you need to provide your residents or your customer base with access to information on your business and what you do, while also being able to keep your residents and all of their paperwork organized, right? Don't make sense having 15 houses and everything's in just a dusty old file cabinet and you got to go sifting through stuff. So that is a part of the coaching that we provide. And this is not just for our ILF family. We do this for all sorts of entities, whether you're a chef, a baker, whatever it is that you do. You can cut hair, you can do nails. Our team of developers are amazing, and they have the ability to provide, give you access to all of those things that you need in a really robust CRM system. So I just wanted to give myself a shameless plug, digitalflowsolutions.net. Yes. Or if you need a virtual assistant, we got you. Starting at $5 an hour, you can have somebody working in your business every day, just as a normal employee, but they are a remote worker. So that's va101.co, not .com, .co.
All right.
So there were some other questions that we can get to.
And there's also some other things I want to go over with in terms of the coaching. We got a lot of questions about how that's going, and that crazy deal that I talked about on Saturday. That's been unveiled now. Congratulations to the 3 people, and literally 3 of y'all were handpicked by my team this week today.
Yes.
And if I can remember, I think I see one of you all in here now.
Always a giveaway at
Miss DC. I'm gonna put it like that. First name is D, last name initial is C. If you're in here, shout me out. I think I seen you earlier. Yes, announced, and I'll just go ahead and say it now, and we'll just keep coaching. I announced, guys, on Saturday that we was going to do something crazy, stupid, that was going to give a lot of you all a chance to get into the coaching. For any of you guys that felt like you missed that Valentine's Day sale, I told you guys that our do-it-yourself version it's going to come out with the crazy
That was
sale,
exciting.
and my team has finally released it.
Yeah.
3 of y'all immediately said that you wanted it even before we delivered it. My team handpicked y'all, and y'all got it already.
Yep.
And thank you to, I think 2 out of the 3 already bought it, purchased it, and you're in it.
Signed up.
Right now, guys, there are 3 different coaching packages that we have. Number 1 is the ILF Mastery Blueprint. That's $7,500, includes a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to talk about it. The second one is the ILF Accelerator at $3 grand. And then the third one is the ILF Do-It-Yourself version. So, and there she is. Lady D's in here. So Lady D Entertainment, welcome to the family. I'm going to tell you guys what she took advantage of. So literally, guys, my team dropped this crazy sale. And there's actually kind of 2 versions of it. One of them, I'm only allowing 15 people to get it. The other one, I'm just going to do it for everybody. So instead of the do-it-yourself version, guys, being $997, we're cutting that down in half, guys, and it's only going to be $497 and then $97 a month to be inside of the ILF Mastery Blueprint private community. And if you don't know what that is, that alone is worth thousands of dollars. So it's where we meet as ILF Mastery Blueprint members. We're only there in it. I'm allowing you guys to get in it for only $97 a month. And watch this. Instead of it being $997, which we give you all the paperwork, all the curriculum, all the ebooks, all the coaching, and you get the same coaching as the ILF Mastery Blueprint, you just don't get it one-on-one from me. But it is on video of me, right? So it's a recording. So the DIY doesn't have one-on-one coaching. But again, instead of it being $997, it's only going to be $497 and $97 a month to be in that community. But watch this. For the first 15 people that jump on it, not counting these 3 that did get it, guys, I'm only going to charge $297. So for only $297, you get our paperwork, our documents. We still build your website. Guys, this is a no-brainer. We build your website. And remember, all the documents that we pay $8 grand for a lawyer to build it, guys, y'all get all this for $297. And you join the private community for $47 a month. We're taking the first 15 people on that one. And then after that, again, I'm still going to change the price completely for the rest of the year from the $997 to only $497.
I can't take it.
Now, Shay, I want them to get it at $297. But in case that they miss it or they play around, Shay, they can still get it for only $497 and $97 a month. For the first 15 people, I want to be really clear about this. Listen, guys. My digital marketing team builds your website. You get all of our paperwork and our documents to run this business. Yes, sir. Guys, our paperwork alone is $8 grand. You also get the videos of what I call the MSI group coaching. That stands for Move at the Speed of Instruction. That was 5 weeks. In fact, if you count my accountant, Lynette did a week. That's 6 weeks of coaching that went for 2.5 hours each time we met. Guys, it's the same information I give to my IMB people. They can just hang up the phone and call me 5 minutes later because they got one-on-one coaching. So can you imagine getting all the coaching, all the curriculum, all the ebooks, all of the courses, and we still build your website out for you because I own the digital marketing company. And if you want a VA, that's also available to you for $297 one-time fee and $47 a month to be in this program. Once we get these 15 people, that goes to $497 and $97 a month. Either way, to me, it's a cheat code. I'm done there. We can get back to coaching now.
I want those.
Oh, if they want it, Shay, I think y'all built the trigger for it. So talk about that, Shay.
So you can text the word DI, the letters DIY to 407-326-0086. And the process is already there for you. It's going to explain what you need to do. It's going to give you a link to the checkout page. You're going to enter the coupon code at checkout, and boom, automatically you'll receive your consultation agreement, the course agreement, I should say, the course agreement, and then you'll get access. Wow, that person moved quick. Congratulations to whoever just did that. I'm
That
going
looks
to give
like
initials.
Chloe just typed it.
So
moving at the speed of instruction.
That's called moving forward at the speed of instruction.
And again, I'm gonna give a shout out to Chloe because I think Chloe's new to us, so she
Like,
already
dang.
sees the value. Guys, our one-on-one coaching is $7,500, right? And there's a scholarship that even goes towards that because I got a scholarship right now that'll knock $5,000 off of that.
Right. Yeah.
But this DIY,
Yep.
guys, for $297, most of us will spend that on lunch in a span of about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And for that, you get a digital marketing team, us, to build your website, give you all our paperwork, all our coaching, all of our curriculum, and join the VIP community where only my IMB people are for $47 a month.
If you okay, so I want
that's
the team,
a no-brainer, and that's 15 people.
I want everybody that's in our last live session, our private community session, to just
I
want y'all to put in the chat, how was your experience?
Yeah.
So these sessions are once every third Wednesday of the month. And we dive into, I think we have, Derek, this one, I don't know why I let all of my secrets out, okay?
Chloe said, this is the godsend, and yes, I'm on it.
Listen, and that's another powerful thing too, Derek, about Digital Flow Solutions, right? Having a platform that we can give our clients to be able to get information once people are engaging with them at the moment it happens. Like Chloe sent that message in, and Derek, we both got alerted immediately. Yeah. I got a notification on my cell phone, my Apple Watch,
and you guys get the same software that we use, right? So it's a no-brainer.
That she immediately moved at the speed of instruction and did exactly what Derek told her to do. So for those of you that are interested, you can just text the phrase DIY to 407-326-0086, and that will take you. It will send you a message. Sorry, my phone is dying. I'm trying to get.
And what's so cool also about being in that community, guys, we built that community over 2 years ago. So that means that when you get in it, you can go way back and get all of that coaching, all of that teaching, all of that material.
All of the
again, guys, it's an absolute no-brainer.
Every time we do something,
Tammy says it was amazing. Yes, you did.
Listen, I share all.
She said, tell everything. So we call that family talk, y'all, and not to be funny, but we talk about stuff that I could never talk about here on YouTube. So that is true family talk when it comes to ILF mastery. So a lot of the things that I cannot coach and teach you on this live, guys, that's what goes down in that private group. And again, most people pay $7,500 to be in it. Y'all get it for $47.
Exactly.
So is that crazy or not?
Let's give the instruction one more time. Text DIY. Text DIY. Nothing more, nothing less to 407-326-0086. You will then get a response, an automatic. This is called an automation that we create for you at Digital Flow Solutions. No matter what business you have, that response is going to come back to you. And no matter where you are in the world, we can create this and set it up. So just know that that automation is going to now send a response and again walk you through a process. Chloe, my hands are here. I'm on TikTok, I am on YouTube, and I am watching my CRM with another screen, but I am not doing anything to manipulate anything. That is an automation that is created, and everything all of the steps that you're going to go through is something that is created one time and it just works, right? Through that one trigger, and that's you saying DIY, in the phrase DIY. So again, I'm excited about
this. Is also how we send out tons of emails to social workers and case managers. Prime example, that event that I went to the other day, I got everybody's information. You don't think my team is going to be sending them emails and text messages about not only being involved on the housing side, but maybe they also want to quit their job to do this
and start housing. Yep.
2 or 3 of those people have already come and said, Derek, I want to do it. Yes, we're going to need you for the resource to help us house our people. But Derek, I want to quit my job probably next year. Correct. Teach me how to do this, Derek. And that's kind of where Michelle came from. Michelle is somebody, you guys, who I talked about. And big shout out again to Michelle. Michelle, shout out if you're still here. Michelle is somebody already that I'm excited for because she's already doing a lot of what I tell y'all every week that y'all need to be doing. Building relationships with these community people that are in charge of housing, that are making decisions for housing, and that are begging for affordable housing. She's already got a ministry and an outreach that goes to the prison.
Exactly.
You don't think she's going to be perfect for this?
Exactly.
And just to answer her question, I'll admit, you probably can't go to this one. What they did with us, We had to fill out this paper.
I'm sure,
but
she's
Michelle,
already in the
they
jail.
checked our background. Now, Michelle, if you've done that and if you've been cleared through them, I would get with Miss Hill. Get with Jamie Hill.
Yeah.
And see, can she slide you in? But we had to go through a whole background and
We had to
they had to check our stuff and all of that. So, but she emailed us, I think it was
Boy, that's crazy.
Saturday morning, say, hey, you guys are good to go. And here's your instruction for tomorrow. And that even came today.
I had to laugh.
So yeah, get with Jamie Hill on that if you already kind of went through that process of being cleared by the jail.
I would have never thought I'll be going to jail on the 25th and then going to prison in March. I said to my pastor
and explain that to people, Shay.
No, I said to my pastor, I said, do you know that I'm going to jail on the 25th and then I'm going to the prison on March 15th?
Who goes to jail and prison in the span of 2 days? My wife.
I said, no, we had to get vetted and cleared for the jail and the prison. And he was like, are you serious? You guys, I said, yes. He said, you guys tapped into the jail and the prison. I was like, absolutely. He was like, oh, I'm excited. I am so excited. But I am too, because this gives us another opportunity to connect with like minds, get people housed, end recidivism, and get people that have been through some tough times and situations. What people don't realize with a lot of the new laws that have been, implemented in the United States, people can go to jail for being homeless. Right. And that don't mean they did anything, but they were sleeping outside on the streets and now they are literally in jail. So these are the reasons why we're needed. And I'm just super excited that we get to help build that bridge. Like Derek, I really want to put that video together of Mr. Arthur so we can share that to the people on our lives of a gentleman that's in his late 70s that was homeless, truly homeless, living on park benches on Disney property because he said he didn't think, that was the safest place he could think of. And he did that for how many years? It was like 4 years, 5 years. He was homeless, in and out of jail. An engineer, a civil engineer, had been just life. Got sick, no family, no children, no wife. And again, jail. That was,
guys, to be honest with you,
jail.
we're all one accident, one situation, one doctor's visit away from being these very people that we house. Right. So again, I have a few moments when I go through these talks with y'all where we laugh and we joke and we play. But I usually point out about 2 or 3 times where we get serious. Here's one of them. Guys, we're all one step away from being just like the people that we're housing. So right now, every one of y'all right now should say, God, I thank you for a sound mind and an able body. Yeah. Because 90% of people that you guys are going to have mental disorder, a physical disability, and something's wrong with them per se. Their life isn't all the way together. I would like to think every one of you guys that are listening to me right now, you guys are under shelter. Yeah. You're in a house. And where most of y'all are, it's cold outside. Your heater's probably on.
Exactly.
Sometimes we take these things for granted. So thank God. Right. In fact, well, 3 of y'all put in the chat if you ain't ashamed of it. God, I thank you for a sound mind right now and an able body.
Yes, sir.
And God, can you also help me be the help to other people who need it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And to me, that's where it starts, by being grateful about what you have and then asking God to allow you to be the beacon of light in your city for when it comes to affordable housing.
And Derek is
I'm going to give it back to Shay.
It's so needed.
But right after Shay, guys, I want to bring up some numbers in terms of what this makes, because I'm getting a lot of questions about that. Shay, back on you.
Yeah, it's just needed. I want people to realize that, you have to have a heart to help this population of people. It's not sometimes it can be tough. Entrepreneurship is not the easiest thing to do in any facet. But when you're dealing with people, when you're dealing with their emotions, and their, that fear of not being able to provide for themselves or support themselves, and you're taking them from homeless to hopeful, it is such honestly, guys, like there's no greater joy than seeing somebody walk into one of our ILFs and see the smile on their face. One of my newest residents. Yeah. One of my newest residents, I text, we use the CRM and we usually text to check in or, place a phone call to see how they're doing, how are they acclimating to the home. And she was like, I've never been in a shared living environment like this that was so peaceful. Like she said, it's peaceful. She says, outside and I watch the sunset on the patio and have my cup of coffee and smoke my cigarette. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, but I get to just sit down and reflect. And those are the things that you want to hear, right? When you're providing somebody with you're giving them dignity back. You're giving them a sense of community. You're giving them a sense of family. You're giving them a sense of love, that they're being loved, that they're loved by, that they're loved by God first, and then by the ones that are helping them, which is you, I, and everybody else who's doing the ILF model. So again, Derek, I tell people all the time, don't let what you're getting ready to show them, because I know what you're getting ready to show them, be the thing that motivates you. Because if money motivates you, you stand a higher chance of being the one that harms people in this industry, because it's so easy to kind of flop into the wrong side of doing things because of the ease of the finances coming in. But just like I said, just keep your heart and mind set on the end goal, and that's to help people, to provide that shared living environment, a safe, affordable, clean, access to community and self-worth, because that's literally what it's going to be. It's going to turn people's hearts back to, getting them back close to family, getting them back established with jobs and in community. So you are a stepping stone for these individuals that you serve. So be mindful of that and make sure that you do it with the heart of Christ. I mean, that's where I'm at. So don't let these numbers. Derek's about to show y'all numbers. So do not let the numbers. If you are on TikTok, you will not see the numbers, but you will hear Derek's big mouth explaining these numbers. But do not let the numbers, guys, cause you to get, foggy. I want you to stay focused in your heart that you're here to help people and do a good deed. So go ahead, Derek.
Absolutely. So Shay just literally did what my brother used to do all the time. Right before we talked about this, my brother and I started this together many years ago. He passed away about a year and some change ago, right? So, but he still lives on through us and a lot of what we say. He was always known for the disclaimer before we got to a slide like this. And again, I'll just say it again, like Shay, guys, we love God, we love people, and we love real estate, and we want to merge it together. But like Shay said, your heart got to be in this, right? This involves impact and income. We want to make the impact first, and then the income is going to come. Watch this, guys. Money follows ministry. Somebody type that in the chat. The longer you guys are around us, you will notice that we don't even talk about the money that much. Why? Because money follows ministry. Money also follows mastery. And we've mastered the art of providing housing through this shared housing model. So right here with some real world numbers. And if I had so many discovery calls today, I can't remember who I was speaking to. It might have been Michelle. I spoke to 3 Michelles today. It might have been Miss Sharon. It could have been the Wilson family. But I told you guys, in Orlando, I have a house that's just like this. 4-bed, 2-bath. And guess what my rent is on that place? So this is where I get transparent and put you all in my business. So for $1,800, I got a house just like this, 4-bed, 2-bath. Look at the math of what I charge. My minimum is usually about $740 a month. My high end is $800 a month, depending on what property you're at, what room you're in, blah, 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 blah. But for number wise, 740 times 8, ladies and gentlemen, is $5,920. And watch this. I rarely make this statement live, but I'm going to make this and I'm going to say it really slowly because I stutter sometimes and I talk fast. Most of y'all can get 2 of these houses and leave your job. I'm going to say that again really slowly because I don't want nobody to miss it. Go ahead, Shay.
2 4-bedroom, 2 baths can literally subsidize the average income individual's income. If you do it right? You want to make sure that you're consistent in your beds being occupied. So that's true. So go ahead. I just wanted to put that. So that's 2 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms. So if you get 2 properties at about what you said, what is the overhead on this one, Derek? I can't remember. So the overhead, I don't think, well, actually there's a slide for that too. But right now is where I want to be a little bit of interactive. Okay. And for you, 10 of y'all in the chat tell me right now, I guarantee you a 4-bed, 2-bath in your city is not $5,920. It's not $5,000, it's not $4,000, and it's probably not $3,000. So put in the chat, how much is a 4-2 average? What, if you can research it real quick, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath in your city. What is the month? Go to Zillow right now, realtor.com. Probably 10 of y'all do this. Find out what a 4-bed, 2-bath goes for in your city. Because again, this is one of the cheat codes for me because I thought I had to buy the place.
As a social worker, I thought I had to buy a house and get a license. When that girl showed me that she was doing this in rats and roaches, making 41 grand a month, I was like, sign me up. Minus the rats and roaches, and we're going to do it the right way like I showed y'all earlier. But to me, y'all, I've never been the smartest guy in the classroom. I barely finished high school. Shay tricked me to go to college. I finished that through the grace of God. But guys, I'm no genius, and you don't have to be one to be this. We rent or lease the house.
Ouch.
We build relationships with social workers and case managers, and that serves as a funnel system, as some of y'all call it.
Yeah.
Derek, how are you getting these people? Social workers, case managers. And as you can also see, let me give you some IMB coaching right now. For most of y'all, your first 3 clients are going to pay for your lights, your water, your Wi-Fi, your insurance, and the rental fee.
Mm-hmm.
Client 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or however many bedrooms or beds you have, that's going to be all profit for you.
Right.
I've been doing this so long, unless you live in California, New York, New Jersey, Oregon,
yes, sir,
certain parts of Washington State, I can tell you right now what you make, what your profit going to be, and what you probably should be charging.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, your first 3 patients, residents, clients, whatever you call them, we call them clients. Guys, your first 3 people going to cover your overhead.
Yep.
And however many beds you got left, guys, that's usually where your profit going to fall in at. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah. So, and did anybody give you, because I have some numbers for Orlando. So I got 2 different sets of numbers. Redfin told me about $31.49 a month.
Forget Orlando. Where is somebody else that's not where we're at? I know my numbers.
For people to just,
I want to help somebody that's not where I am.
I know. And then I got 2,600. So we're ranging. There's a stark difference.
I saw a 4.2 today for like 1,800.
Yeah.
One for 2,100.
Mm-hmm. So that's because everybody's like they shy. Come on, don't be shy. Put some numbers in the chat. And
again, my point is just that we're talking about almost $6,000. So I hate to say it, but I don't care what the lease is or the rental fee is. Guys, that's a lot of profit that's mixed in that. And remember, if we keep the impact on our mind first, the income is going to come.
So I'm looking because Cammie just put in North Carolina. Average is about, they're saying $2,380 average is what I'm seeing online. And that's pretty much just putting me direct like in Raleigh. So let's say 2335 is the average for a 4.2. 4.2, nice size. They're giving me, Derek, about, did it say square feet? No, it's not giving me square footage. But again, technically they're saying about $2,300 for a 4.2 in North Carolina. So if you look at that, right?
No problem.
Exactly. And if you look at that and do the math like you see on the screen, and for those of you on TikTok, sorry, you can't see the screen, but come on over to Forston Consultants on YouTube and you can definitely see what we're looking at. If you do the math on that and include whatever the utilities could possibly be, we always say scale to the high side.
Yeah.
So like for us, we'll say like summertime.
I'll say 500, but my lights usually run between 350 and 400.
Yeah.
But I always, in my math, I put 500 for lights and water. Like Shay said, it's smarter to scale to the higher end. So that way you don't short yourself and you kind of know where you're going to be, but a little over, so that if it's not that, you make more. Does that make sense? So again, one more time, slowly, when I'm doing my own numbers, I always average $500 for lights and water, even though like even this month,
yours was low.
2 houses specifically. My largest house, the bill was $341 for lights. The water was $102. For my other house, the one that's this example for the 4-bed, 2-bath, the light bill was, I think, another $320-ish. Because I got a guy that lives there. His goal every month is to make sure that we get a lower bill so that I can give him incentive off of his rent.
Yeah.
So he's training all of my other guys. Hey, y'all don't need this AC during the daytime. Windows up and let that cool breeze in.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that guy because he's got a goal in his mind to bring the light bill down. Yeah. You know how powerful that is to have a guy like that? Yeah. So I appreciate that. So he kind of gets incentivized, y'all. So let's go to that next slide because I want to get to the numbers because that's why a lot of y'all here. Derek, what can I make doing this? So notice right off the bat, before I get into any numbers, see how we keep God first and that my tithe comes out before anything. Now, some of y'all believe in that and some of y'all don't. But to me, this is the cheat code to sustaining your business.
Correct.
When people say, well, Derek, how do you keep this thing going? How do you sustain? Keep God first. Have softwares and systems that we give y'all during the coaching.
Yeah.
And virtual assistants. So right here, let me pause for 2 seconds. Big shout out to the McKenzie family. You guys enjoyed our coaching. I just saw it. Big shout out to Chloe. I think that's in Jacksonville that just got the DIY. So right there, that's a new ILF person. Sure, you can check it. I just saw it. And Chloe looks like she's going to be DIY.
I'm excited.
I'm going to also go through what happens next for Michelle because I want her to hear it live with me here. And I want other people to also hear it. But really quickly, I'm going to take that 592. And I'll be honest, y'all, I'm not petty. I'll round up and I'm going to give God 600.
Yeah.
But I want to give y'all real numbers for my math people, for my tax people, and for my accountants. So I can't round up with y'all. So my tithe is 592. The rent is 1,800. Insurance is 70. Lights and water, I told you 500, but I gave y'all real numbers here. 350. Guys, my Wi-Fi is $70 a month from Spectrum. Most of y'all can get it for 50 for the first year. In 6 months, call back and say, hey, I can't afford this. Can I get that $50 again? They'll do it. That's a free coaching.
Yeah.
But watch this. $3,038 in profit for doing God's will, being the answer to affordable housing in your community, and also making enough money to feed your family.
Come on, Derek.
Lord have mercy. That's what we've been talking about since 7 o'clock. Can y'all see these numbers? And this is what now trust me, this is going to be different for all of y'all. Some of y'all can get a 4.2 lower than 1,800.
Yeah.
Some of y'all is going to be 2,800. Again, no problem, because all of y'all or all of us have a different way of how we look at, am I satisfied with this profitability? Some of y'all don't mind if y'all may make $1,000 a month. Some of y'all don't care if it's only 500, 600. Some of y'all say, well, Derek, if I can't make $2,000 a house, bro, I ain't doing it. So again, everybody's got their own number. Me personally, if I can make at least $500 to $600 per house, I'm doing good.
Yep.
And I'll admit, most houses I have, they're in the thousands. I'm just showing you where I'm satisfied at. If I'm housing 8 people in a house, and after all my bills are done, I can put $600 in the bank, guys, I'll admit I'm happy with that. This model just so happens to be quadrupleize that when you get the right people and the right amount of beds. Watch this. I told you guys you can get a 1-1, you can get a 2-1, or you can get a 4-2, or you can get an 8-3. Doesn't matter. The point is start somewhere.
Yes.
Shay, can you tell these people what you started with?
I started.
Because some of these people share see these big old mansions that you got now and think you started that way. The devil is a lie. No, we did it. And are we going to lie about it? Talk to him, Shay, because you buy property now.
Yeah, I started in a 2-2.
Did you rent it or buy it?
I rented it.
Okay, talk to me.
I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It was perfect for what we were doing, right? I was able to take 4 women from homeless to hopeful. They lived very peaceably. Both rooms were shared. There were no private accommodations in that home because of the size. And I had to make sure that it made sense, right? It didn't make sense. It made dollars. So, it was easy to start, partnered with an organization in the area, and the home was never empty. So it made perfect sense. And I think every month that house profited me about $350 to $400 a month. And that's after all utilities. Again, because it's a smaller. Now,
somebody heard that just didn't say, well, Shay, that ain't for me. Like, I wouldn't do it, Shay, if I can't make at least 800 to 1,000.
Well, that's you.
And that's the example I was making right there.
Yeah,
because somebody said, well, Shay, that's not enough.
Well,
you just got to adjust your numbers.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead,
I knew a 2-2 wasn't going to allow me to quit my job, right? Or resign from my job. This was not about, you already pulled me from corporate America at that time. So this wasn't something that I just had to get into because I needed to make money. It was making a difference and making a change. So that helped me really position myself to get more houses. Right? That money didn't come into my pockets. That money went to allocating another resource. And that was another asset to get another home to house more people. The goal is when your phone keeps ringing and your house is empty, full, that don't feel good. That feeling, that don't feel too nice at all. When you have an ILF and you've made so many connections in the community and you now do not have more space available, it makes you think and really allocate your funds appropriately so that you can go and attain that second home or that third home or that fourth home, whatever it is, to make sure that you can place those individuals. So again, I started somewhere, right? The goal wasn't to start and make $1 million. The goal was to start, get understanding on how to run this thing.
Yep.
Because what I didn't want was an 8-bedroom or a 5-bedroom home with a whole bunch of ladies in it. No, let me crawl before I walk, Derek. My thing was, Shay, crawl before you walk. Don't get in here over your head. And now you have a grand opening and a grand closing because you ran a crapshoot.
Yep.
Right. You don't want that. So that's my reason for doing what I did. The price of the rent was appropriate for me. I was able to, provide an even lower monthly rent for those that I was housing. Because of that, my goal wasn't my goal was to make sure I didn't break even, but I did get some form of an income from it so that I can jump off the porch and get another home, especially after I was comfortable enough in running my ILF myself. So that's what I did. That's just Shay. Now,
Good
if you
stuff.
want to get a 6-bedroom, have at it, have fun, go for it.
That
Just
probably
be
should
ready.
not be your first house if you don't know what
Just
you're
make
doing
sure
to
you're
get a
ready.
6-bedroom.
And that's all I'm like, make sure you are ready.
That's a lot of
Right?
people
That
and
is
probably a
lot.
very expensive house for your first one.
And a
So
lot of
we'll
personality.
guide you guys on that when you come into the coaching. Also, I want to answer 2 questions at the same time. I see one from Michelle and another one, and they're kind of the same. So for the DIY, right, the do-it-yourself version, there is no me, meaning that you do not get me one-on-one. It is our website that we're going to build out for you, meaning your website. You get all of our paperwork, all of the documents, all of the ebooks, right? The CRM system, which includes your phone, email, text messaging capabilities, and all of that stuff. Then we'll allow the people to upgrade to be inside of the VIP community for the IMB members. That's only $297.
Right. That's
and
all.
for $47 a month, that's allowing you to be in that community. And again, the DIY, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what it's called. Do it yourself. So what's cool about it, though, is that, remember, I said this earlier, but I'll repeat it for the new people. We had a group coaching at one point that was called MSI group coaching. In fact, we'll probably bring it back. Guys, that coaching was $4,500. That's also inside of this coaching. Again, for only $297, that's a cheat code. So now to answer, I'm sorry, Shay.
That's for the person that doesn't mind sitting down and just watching.
And want to go at their own pace.
Just videos.
Who don't need one-on-one coaching from my big mouth.
And don't want to meet with Derek.
Right. But now the one that you got, Michelle, the one you just questioned about, that's the one-on-one coaching. I'm in your back pocket. Right. So that also comes with your website build out and all of that stuff that we talked about. And then you don't pay for the community because you're IMB.
You automatically.
We allow these people to upgrade because they're not IMB. Does that make sense now? Did I answer both of the questions that kind of were the same? Michelle, let me know. And the Larkin family, let me know if you guys also caught that. Because Chloe, who also just purchased that, Chloe now has the DIY, and then she upgraded for $47 a month to be in that community. We're doing that for the first 15 people. And then again, as I said, even after those 15 people, I'm cutting everybody a break for the entire 2025. And instead of the DIY being $997, I'm moving that to $497. So either way, it's going to be a cheat code. It's just that the first 15 people that get it, you only pay $297 and $47 a month to be in the community. Right after that, it's $497 and $97 to be in that community. Okay, so right here is where I want to talk about, because the Larkin family also asked this. In fact, I want to apologize to somebody that I said that I was going to bring this up in my last live. They text me on YouTube and said, Derek, you never covered this. So I hope that person's here too. So notice the first thing I put here, even before I name what it is, choose according to your lifestyle, but also choose according to by what the community is dictating the need is. Okay, so I want to make sure that you understand that. So that just means that what if you say, well, Derek, I want to house military veterans. Great. But what if the first 25 calls you get are for elderly women? What do? Do you turn all of these women down, or do you pivot like Shay talked about earlier? So allow the community to dictate the need. Now, you got the right to have a decision on who you think you want to house. But guys, again, we're in this to house people. Correct. Don't get so caught up on the population yet. Before you get started, allow the community to tell you what the need is. Make sense? And then right here, I'll go through these real quickly. Let me see if I can get this thing to move. Let me see. So the first one is obviously adults. Anybody that's 18 years or older, they fit the qualifications automatically right there. So we don't house people that are 16, 17, 15, and 14 years old. We don't have children in this particular model. Make sense? Yeah. The next one that's kind of my favorite is the elderly adult and the military veteran. This population often don't need nothing from you other than the roof over their head and keep on the lights and the water. And I like that because, again, remember, I just told you, choose by your lifestyle. Guys, today I'm very busy. I coach a lot of people. I speak all over the place. I got a lot of businesses. I'm busy. God is using me, in other words. That's why I want to put that. Not that I'm so busy. God is using Shay and I, which makes us busy. So again, right here, the military veteran, they don't bother me. As long as the roof ain't leaking, the lights and the water running, the AC pumping at nighttime and the heater when it's cold, my people are happy. And again, the working individual right now is what I'll call one of the newer populations that we're serving, simply because it's just so expensive everywhere that you live. Yeah. Everywhere where you go, I don't care, in all 50 states, it's expensive. So again, this working individual who can't afford their own apartment, no problem. No problem at all. We also can house that guy. And I'll admit, this has become one of my favorites between the elderly, the veterans, and the working individual, one of my favorites. Okay, so let me go back to the chat to make sure that I answered those questions. Let me see. Somebody says, that's where I met you both. Yep, I remember that. I'm here. I have a background at Osceola. I'm not sure I got her info. Can you send it to me in my text? Who are you referring to right there? Yep, I can see them all the time. So Michelle, are you speaking to us, or that's somebody you're talking to in the chat? Just want to make sure. So let me bring this down, and I want to also check the chat for any other questions that we may have. And then we'll also begin to get ready to close down. But I also want to answer the question from the Williams family. You guys also just purchased the ILF Mastery Blueprint. So what happens now? My team has seen that you've purchased that, right? Yes. The next step is that you're going to get a contract, which means that I want you to hold me accountable for what I said I'm going to do. This contract holds me accountable and you. Yeah. So when you sign the contract, that's when my team releases all of the documents, the paperwork, the ebooks, blah, 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 blah. And then my assistant, Jess, usually does your onboarding within a few days of you paying. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised, Michelle, the Williams family, and I think it's another person that purchased, you guys probably are going to have an onboarding this week. Right now, my schedule is probably not open for this week, but you guys will get an onboarding this week, your documentation, all of your products, and most importantly, your contract to make sure that I can start working with you. Right. So this is no handshake agreement. We don't do a high five or none of that. We keep it business. This is a contract so that I can be held accountable and you can too. So I'm excited for each and every one of you guys that did that. Thank you all for also trusting us with your vision, because ultimately, God, this is your vision. God downloaded it to you and allowed you guys to bump into us. My mom said it like this: for such a time as this, that you guys are to get into this now. There is no coincidence. Michelle, Williams family, the Larkin family, Miss Chloe, no coincidence that you met us tonight. And Chloe, you said that already. Yeah. So we believe in God's appointed time. And we also believe that even though that this is real estate and it's a business, guys, this is ultimately a ministry that God is entrusting you guys with to do unto the least of thee. And what's cool, guys, God built it where your income is already built into it. So I often tell people this, and I'm going to give it back to Shay. Can you imagine having a job or a business to where the financial blessing of God was already built into it? Guys, that's what this is.
Yeah.
We don't have to rob people for it. We don't have to steal, and we don't have to house them in rats and roaches to do it. One more time. Imagine having a business to where the financial blessing of God was already built into it. Guys, that's it for me. I'm going to check the chat to see if there's any more questions. Now's a great time. If you guys have questions, we'll do what we call a fire round. I'll let you guys fire hose me real quick. I'll just say 6 questions. So by the time I drop this thing down, remove from stage,
and I'm
gonna go to the chat right now. We'll take 6 questions as a rapid fire, but moving forward, I want everybody to make sure that you text that phrase "more info." It's scrolling below right now on the bottom of your screen. That'll give you a more chronological order of what this is, and it'll also give you the HRA, the Housing Referral Agent Coaching, and that's where 99% of y'all are going to start it anyway. Because if you don't have a house, we teach you guys how to still house the homeless and the displaced without needing property.
Yeah.
We got people right now in Orlando, Florida, that's begging for their beds to be filled. Guys, as an HRA, you can fill beds in all 50 states, and you never need the real estate. You need relationship.
That's it.
Meaning you got to know people that already have the real estate, and you refer to them. Yeah. So there's a 14-minute webinar. It's called HRA. When you sign up for this webinar by texting more info to that phone number, you get both of them.
Yeah.
The first one is the ILF. The second one is the HRA. Guys, the HRA one is only 14 minutes long, and it'll change your life.
Wow.
Chloe, you need to start with the HRA, because that's what's going to allow you to refer people to us tomorrow. And Chloe, I'll Zelle you so fast, it'll scare you. You'll be like, oh my God, this guy really paid me for sending him a client? Yes. And there's a bunch of us in Orlando, Jacksonville, and in 37 states that we do this in that will love your help. My name is Derek Forston. I approve this message. I'm going to look for 6 questions, and if not, I'm going to pray y'all out of here, and I'm going to go.
Listen,
other than that, back on you, Miss Shay. Ooh, Shay said she was out.
To go and make a shirt for tomorrow. So, again, family, as Derek said, he said a lot. We said a lot tonight. I hope you enjoyed the information. I look forward to those that are signed up and getting started. Don't forget, for those that got the DIY, you should have received also a text message to bump you into the ILF Association.
Yep.
I mean,
Miss Phyllis is here too. Phyllis, if you're here, Phyllis, you were handpicked amongst 3 people, and we released that to you guys earlier than anybody else got it. So Phyllis, check your email. My team has already sent you that info, and you got it at that crazy deal for the $297 and $47 a month. That's the DIY. Don't forget, guys, we're still allowing you guys to use that Valentine's Day sale. I'll just release that right now really quickly. If you want the one-on-one coach, you said, Derek, that DIY thing is great, bro, but I want you to hold my hand. I want to be in your back pocket, Derek. Guys, we're still giving $5,000 away for that coaching. If you enter the number 2025, literally 2025 at checkout, you guys can get a $5,000 discount immediately. So it changes it from $7,500 minus $5,000. Whatever that number is, that's what you pay. We're doing that up until March 1st. That ends March 1st and to never return again. So congratulations to a lot of people that jumped on that, because it'll never go that low again, guys.
Happy 2025.
Happy 2025. I don't see any questions in the chat. I'll give 2 seconds for a delay, maybe. Big shout out to Chloe, man, for just being transparent in the chat. Absolutely. You already understand this, Chloe, so you're going to be good at this just because of what you went through. God is going to use your past to help a lot of people in terms of what this is.
Yes.
So I'm excited for you, Chloe.
Definitely become an affiliate. That's amazing too. Share this information and go ahead and get a referral fee for anybody that even joins our coaching.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is.
Yep, we pay 10% for all referrals. So if you refer anybody to our coaching, we pay for that. We won't just say, well, thank you. No, we actually pay you for that. There's an affiliate for that. Okay. Let's see.
All right, sir. I'm gonna let you shut it
down. So there's one question that says the average rent is much more now for a 4-bedroom, right? Depending on where you get that from, right? So depending on where you're looking. So obviously, like prime example, if you go to my Facebook page right now, you will see where I'm posting every day or every other day.
Exactly.
We want to rent your 4-bed, 2-bath home.
And there's a lot of people.
And again, because of what I do and people know me, I'll admit, I'm not looking for the Zillow guy or the realtor.com guy.
Right.
I want to look for somebody that says, Derek, I know what you do, bro, and I trust it. He go the keys to it, Derek, and he tell me what his cost is.
Yeah.
So that's also inside of our coaching. But again, just to answer your question, they're not in because you are where we are, ma'am, and I know the prices, you're going to be good to go. Don't even worry about that, right? No matter if you do this in Kissimmee, in Osceola County, or Orlando and Orange County.
Exactly.
You won't pay probably over $2,500 for a 4-2. If you do, I'm going to be like, sis, can we find one? But even if it is $2,500, who cares?
Yeah.
I just showed the math on what that brings back. So again, depending on where your profit happiness is, and we'll talk about that during your training, happiness. We'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, remember, guys, I'm happy with $600 a month, $700, $800. I'm just blessed enough that most of my houses were in the thousands when it comes to profit.
Yeah.
Makes sense? And watch this. Here's some free coaching for everybody.
Wow.
I never do my numbers on me being full. You won't be full all the time. Mm-mm. People gonna come, they gonna go, they gonna leave. Yes, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, as great as we make this sound or whatever you want to call it, remember, guys, this is a business and nobody builds it overnight. So if you know anything about business, it takes time to build it.
Yeah.
Remember, this is something that you're going to build that's bigger than you. It's going to create generational wealth. You can't do that in 30 days. Okay. So I don't want nobody to also come to us with this expectation that you're going to meet me Monday and be successful by Friday. Katara, where are you right now in the chat? Katara is somebody that's been around us for over, 4 years now, probably longer. Mm-hmm. But watch this. Katara's story is that she got around us and watched a lot of people get started in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I mean, real fast. Katara seen a girl get started with us in less than 2 weeks.
That was crazy.
Meaning get the coaching, have a house and clients. Guys, that's not everybody's story. Katara, please, if you hear, tell the people in the chat how long it took you. But now you're getting houses so fast that you're outpacing most people that we teach now.
Heck.
It's like the tortoise and the hare. Start out slow, but boy, once we gain that momentum, Katara sat back and watched a lot of people get launched before her. Yeah. My brother spoke this over Katara before he passed away. He said, Katara, God gonna bless you. You know why? Because you celebrate other people. Don't make excuses. You don't complain. And again, you celebrate other people and you clap for when it's not even your turn. Guys, God honors that. Why you think every time we turn the corner, she's getting another house and another rental and another mobile home and another trailer and another brick and mortar house? She's now what I call the preferred vendor in her city. Because I said, Katara, sis, you can't build this thing overnight like that other girl did. Her story ain't yours.
Exactly.
So let that be for somebody now. I don't know who that's for, but let that be for somebody that said, well, Derek, man, I thought I was going to get in this and be, boy, through the roof in 2 weeks. Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't. One thing that I tell people, our coaching is so great, but the hustle is sold separately. I can't put the hustle in you to make this happen.
Sure can.
I coach a lot of people. Some people do what I call speed of instruction, and some people kind of take their time because life get busy. They got jobs, they got kids, they got life, relationships. Yeah. Life stands for LIFE, living in a freaked up environment, and that's the clean version. Life throws all of us a bunch of junk sometimes. Even right now in this current economy, guys, there's a lot of what I'll call distractions that are going on today. In the name of Jesus, you guys will not be distracted, and the devil is under your feet. There's a lot of things to be distracted about right now. The news, this administration. Guys, get your eyes off of that so much and focus on what God has called you to do. He gonna work all that other stuff out. Some of us get so entangled in this mess that we don't move forward with the thing God has told us to do.
And he's already set up the provision.
Come on, Shay.
The provision's already there for you, but you're so busy letting the things of this world cloud your judgment and cause you to be stuck. Don't allow that to be your don't let that be your testimony, right? Move at the speed of instruction.
Even if it looks slow to you, because Qatar will think that if some people saw Qatar, they said, well, Qatar, you didn't move at the speed of instruction. Yes, she did. It just took longer.
It took yes.
Just like most businesses take. Because I'll admit, y'all, watch this. The people that we launched, they started 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Congratulations. But that's not the normal for most of y'all. Does that make sense? So don't come with these false expectations, because you will hurt yourself. So I'm trying to help you not disappoint yourself. Give yourself time. Some of y'all are too tough on yourself. Give it time to grow before you quit and give up. And that's one thing that I so commend about Katara. She never gave up. She never made excuses. And when she watched other people get started in 30 days, in 10 days, she said, well, Derek, I'm gonna keep moving, D. I'm gonna keep moving. She never missed these coachings. She never missed our YouTube lives. She asked 1,000 questions. And today, I'll admit, she don't need me as much as today as she did 9 months ago.
She sure don't.
She's in it now, guys, because once you get this sauce, you can cook anywhere.
And she's helping boost other people.
Lord have mercy. We ain't even talked about that today. Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, we out of here. We over our time. We appreciate that. If you guys appreciated us, we usually stay here for about an hour and 15 minutes. It is now 8:40. I hope you guys enjoyed this. But guess what? Lucky for you all, I'm here every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. So tomorrow, well, actually, I don't know, Shay, we got a lot going on, right?
Tomorrow, I gotta.
Usually Mondays and Tuesdays, guys, religiously, we're here. Tomorrow may be a little different, but again, 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday and Tuesday. Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sense, everybody? I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake.
Oh, Saturday you can't neither. We're at a conference for the rest of the week. So Saturday is a no. Saturday
we're out too, right? So this week's is very busy for us. As you guys know, the people that have been around us for a long time, our church conference is actually there this week. So every year for a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're out. This year is actually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're going to be tired. We're going to be active. So y'all probably won't see us other than tonight. So, but what I want y'all to do is soak up all this information. Befriend me on Facebook. I want to see 35 friend requests tonight. Derek Forston on Facebook. Become my friend. More importantly, be nosy at what we're doing, though. Sit through and go through all of our posts. Look at what we're doing and how we're impacting and how it looks. What does it sound like? Follow us everywhere else at Forston Consultants. TikTok is Derek Forston, but everywhere else, guys, is Forston Consultants. Make sense, everybody? And then the last thing is, what was that last thing? Oh yeah, don't forget the DIY is no longer $9.97. For the first 15 people, it's only $2.97, and then we're allowing an upgrade of $47 a month into the VIP community. We are not allowing anybody to join the community without the product. It just wouldn't make sense.
It don't.
So for $2.97, you can X out that's like what, $700 discount. So $2.97 all the way from $9.97, and only $47 a month to be in the ILF Mastery Blueprint private community. That's worth thousands of dollars by itself. Other than that, text the word DIY to the number that's scrolling below. Again, DIY to the number that's scrolling below. That's it. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great. Don't wait to be great. And we'll see you guys sometime next week.